The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 91. 91 or 92?
92.
Is it 92?
Wait, no. It's 91, because 89 was the first one.
Now I gotta check. I'm an idiot. I should have known this beforehand.
Because it was April Fool's, and you said, welcome to 90, and you said, just kidding.
Heidi, are you a super fan?
Yeah.
I think you're a super fan. I love it. This is episode 91, like I said from the beginning of Rare Form Radio. We are back with the lovely Heidi Van Tassell. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah? You look lovely tonight.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't look like a whore.
Oh, you do. That's what I meant. That's precisely what I meant. Is you look like a beautiful whore, and that's why you're here.
That's what I was going for.
Welcome everybody. Quickly, I want to welcome our new patron, The Wren. Thank you very much for joining the Patreon family. If you guys want to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/rareformradio, and you can get our bonus episodes, extended director's cuts. What else we got out there? Ooh. We do movie watch-alongs, Rareform Movie Night.
Gary Gygax?
We're doing Patreon is going to become like a Gary Gygax tribute thing, I think.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because you know how much he means to me.
Yeah.
A
lot.
Everything. He's everything. He's the reason I do dragon stuff. And he has been forever. Welcome. Heidi.
Yes, Dan.
How have you been since last week? Anything happening in you? How are you feeling?
Oh, so much. So I'm sure everybody wants to know I'm out of my sling.
Hey.
Yay.
Oh, congratulations.
Thanks.
Good.
So I went to the doctor 2 days ago. Wait, what's today? On Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like a new patient, what's that called? Like you go to like new
anal exam? Oh.
No, an appointment. Oh my God.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, we're getting old. Stop it. Don't you dare.
And so I went in and I told the woman, I said, hey, I don't want to look at my weight. So please don't show it to me. Well, she forgot to put her hand over it. And I looked down and I said, oh my God. Wow. And so I sat down and she was talking. And I don't know if anybody's ever had a panic attack before. Anybody? But
people have, by the way.
The room I started to get really hot, like sweat pouring down like my sides of my face. Everything that she said sounded like the Charlie Brown, like and all of a sudden I was like, I looked at her and I go, I don't feel that well. And she's like, oh my God, what's wrong? I'm like, I think I'm having a panic attack because I'm so fat.
That's pretty good.
So I had a panic attack, and it was on Wilshire and Robertson. And for those of you that don't live here, it was a high-rise place, a Cedars place, and all windows. And I said, I have to get air. Like, I can't breathe. So she had to go running around for the key to go outside where they have like their break. And so anyhow, before I even met the doctor, I was a hot mess.
Oh my God. You'd already been through a panic attack before you even had your exam.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's a nice way to start it.
Yeah, because I saw my weight.
My wife is another one of those people that doesn't like to know her weight when she goes to the doctor. And it seems like they usually forget to cover it or hide it or whatever. Horrible. And she's always like, I asked you. I had one request, just one request, and they couldn't follow it.
Yeah, I just want to, if I can like fit into my clothes and I still feel like I feel good about myself. Well, now I know the actual number, and so now I'm like, so I asked him. I was like, look, I'm like, is there anything that we can do? So anyhow.
What do you mean anything we can do?
I was like, do I need to go on like the lap band?
Are you out of your mind?
Diet? Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah. It sounds like it. I just got a scale in my house for the first time ever. Ugh. And it is hard not to check every day. So I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't.
I won't. But I always try to convince myself, like, it's okay because muscle weighs more than fat. So I just pretend that I'm super muscular.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm not really.
I'm a muscle man.
You're one big muscle.
Anyhow, that was kind of boring, but I also am going to get the vaccine on Wednesday because of a story I heard.
You made me so proud. Are you really going to do this?
Yeah, at Cedars, and that had it. I could either do Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson people are dying from it. So I'm like, no, I'm good.
Wait, what do you mean?
With my luck,
Who's dying from Johnson & Johnson?
People are having severe reactions to all of these things, but it's not being. He's rolling his eyes.
I didn't think I'd be like this angry 5 minutes in, but to like point out like like I said last week, the small amount of people that are having issues, and you're like, everyone's dropping like flies from this thing.
But so I had to spend some time at a funeral home this week. Mm-hmm.
Just prepping for your vaccine.
Yes, getting set.
I'll take this
signing
casket.
Papers. Yeah. I want to be buried like with a tree, and then when the tree grows.
Oh, beautiful! That's beautiful. Okay.
And the guy there who owns a place was telling me that when COVID first hit, that on the death certificates that it was like hypertension, like the basic stuff that they told us, like, you know, if you have any sort of those things, you'll probably die from it, you know.
Diabetes.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And so he said that in November he noticed a huge change, and he said that we're fucked because on it was basically like all like the age was between like 40 and 55, and it was like a cold like pneumonia and COVID. And I was like, what? I was like, well, were you guys getting like a kickback if you put COVID on it? And he was like, what? No.
I do believe that was happening. I do
totally
know. I do. I've heard from a few different people who like work in the medical field that there definitely was some kickbacks for putting COVID on, but like.
But this place was pretty nice. Like they were cool people, but I don't know. I don't believe any of it. But anyhow, so I was like,
that's because you're a COVID denier.
Yeah, totally. It's a house.
Fucking idiot.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I don't believe it's a hoax at all.
Oh, good, because it's not.
At all. No, I just have a thing about the vaccines. I think it's too soon. I think that it's my gut says it's phase 3. If the nurses at Cedars, not to like, I'm only throwing a few under the bus, and I don't know their names, so
I need names.
But a few of them have told me to wait, so I'm gonna like take their advice. But anyhow, I thought about it, and I might go on vacation in the summer, and so
I will tell you, there's one person who does urge you to get the vaccine, and that is my friend who died a year ago from COVID. He would like you to get the vaccine in his honor, please.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I had a friend die a month ago from it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not sorry because you don't even believe in the fucking thing. You're happy about it. You're celebrating their deaths because you're an evil, evil person.
Are you sure you didn't die of anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I'm not
the first guy
that.
he was in New York when the whole thing went off, and like it happened quick.
Yeah, no. A boyfriend's friend who was a Broadway star died from it. So
Nick Cordero, is that his name? Yep.
So I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a hoax at all. In fact, I was the one who was like, this is real. I'm not going outside, all of that. But it's just the vaccine I have an issue with. But I'm gonna do it and get it. And
well, listen.
We'll see. With my luck, though, I'm serious. I'm gonna be the one. I'll be like, you'll never believe what happened to me. Like my arm is gonna like fall off.
No, this is gonna be your story. Like, hey guys, it's Heidi. You'll never believe what happened to me. I didn't die of COVID. Yay. That's all that's going to happen to you. It's going to be good. I'm proud of you for getting it.
Thank you.
I didn't expect to get to listener questions so quick, but there's a lot of people that listened last week that want to chime in about the vaccine stuff. So let's do.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Rare Form Radio. Please leave a message after the tone.
All right, let's see here.
Hello, Rare From Radio. This is Anna from Michigan. I am choosing not to get the vaccine right now. My main focus is on my nutrition, on exercise, mental health. and really focusing and trusting my own body's immune system. I just feel like the stronger I can make my immune system, the better it can interact with my brain and take care of myself. I just do not trust the process of the fear projection in the government right now. With that being said, I have the utmost respect for anybody who does get the vaccine. Good hygiene is great. I have no problem wearing a mask, and the 6 feet thing can stick around. Thank you all so much for helping me smile. Bye.
Oh my God, I want to be her friend.
I mean,
That's exactly, and she's a Midwesterner just like myself. So that's exactly how I feel. And the fact that I'm getting bullied for not by you, I don't mean you, but like
I bully a little bit, but it is in jest.
But it is like, I don't judge you for getting it or anybody else. There's just something in my gut that says, wait. But she sounds really like healthy. And she's like exercising and like.
Well, there's something to it. I mean, I do. There might be some truth to the thing. If you're like healthier people don't seem to be dying from it as much.
Yeah.
For the most part. But I mean, I don't think it can protect you completely.
Right.
Of
But
course.
that's what the funeral home guy said, that he was seeing people and talking to their parents, their wives, their children, who were like, they were healthy, not overweight, not sick, and they died from COVID because you don't know the way it's going to react to your body. So I could get it, and I have typo rare form blood.
There you go.
And not die from it, but it could affect my lungs, my heart, so, and also the girl that does my hair, her friend is an actress, and she got it in February.
Got COVID or the vaccine?
COVID
yeah.
last, like when it first started, and she's still going to the doctor, and she's a part of a study at Cedars because her heart, it messed her heart up, and she's 21.
Yep.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and get the vaccine.
I'm happy that you're doing it. I know that you're not like super thrilled, but I'm happy because I feel like that you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll be okay.
We have more vaccine shit to get into. Well, let's get all the bummer vaccine talk out of the way, and then
I'm
we'll.
Sorry,
No. It's a good conversation because you and I have a lot in common. Like we live in the same circles, have a bunch of mutual friends, and like live in LA, which is a very liberal city. But we differ a bit on the way we think, so it's a good discussion to have, I think.
Yeah.
So let's check in with our man Uncle Creepy here.
Hey guys, Uncle Creepy here. I'm not an anti-vaxxer per se. It's just this shit was run out so quick, and nobody knows long-term effects. And I'm the wait and see kind of vaxxer. So give it a couple years, and see how people are doing, and then I'm down. The best argument I've heard towards me and Heidi's particular stance on this, if there was a contraceptive vaccine, but after taking it, you could still get pregnant and you still had to wear a condom, would you still take it? So that's kind of how I feel about the coronavirus vaccine. So you can add that to your listener questions. Thanks. Great show this week.
Wow. First off, I love him. Is that his name? Is that what he goes by?
His birth name is Uncle Creepy.
Stop.
No,
It
no.
is not.
No. He's been.
I love his voice.
Oh, he's great. He's great. He's the one when I post clips on Instagram. He's the guy that pulls our clips and makes the clips and does all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's part of the family. He I met him through Jane's Addiction stuff years ago, and he was a big Dark Matter fan and carried over into Rare Form. But he's great.
Cool. But I love what he said, because that's what I was saying. If I have to get this vaccine, which I'm going to now, but I still can get it, I still can transmit it to people.
No, I don't think you can anymore. I think they said you cannot.
How do they know that, though?
I mean, it's called science. They know because of science. God damn it. How do they know?
But
Because they've, like I said last week, because they've devoted their fucking lives to knowing.
I understand. But what about the scientists who are
Quacks.
No, but are
Quacks.
the ones that are like, don't get a vaccine, it's too soon. There's scientists that are out there that I belong to their club.
Quacks. Those guys are quacks. No, I know.
Anyhow, I like what he said about the condom.
I don't. I think that's I understand the comparison he's making, but the idea of like, how do you word it? Like getting the vaccine but still having to wear a mask is like getting a vaccine against pregnancy but still wearing a condom.
Yeah, same.
Is it?
Yes.
But you can still get someone pregnant with a condom on, right? But it's much less likely, and you don't have to wear a condom forever. You know, like if I had a vasectomy, right? Mm-hmm. I can't just shoot monster loads in my wife immediately. You got to get like 20, 30 out of the way first.
Right, which is his thing was saying he's going to wait a couple years, which is what I wanted to do. A couple years.
Years?
Yeah, years.
Life awaits, girl. Life is waiting for us. Although I had this talk the other day about how to word it. I'm feeling less annoyed about people not getting the vaccine because as the majority of the country gets vaccinated, now the people that either don't believe in COVID or just don't want the vaccine, they'll mostly just be getting themselves sick, and that's their problem. So now that the vaccine is out, at least people can make the choice to protect themselves. Right. It's like if you want to drive a car and you don't want to wear a seatbelt, fine. But I have mine on, so I feel a little bit better about it. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is my point make sense?
What's the country that isn't there a country that is not getting vaccinated? Like there's like the majority of them don't want to. What is that? Like Sweden and
Sweden came in my head, but I don't think so.
Because that's where I'm going to move. Just kidding. Before Wednesday, before my appointment.
But you're not a denier. I get it.
But I just want everybody to know I believe in COVID. Just so we get that straight.
Heidi's on the record. She believes in COVID, everybody.
No, I mean, I'm not.
I know.
Because I think you can and still be an anti.
I get it.
But I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
A little bit. Little bit. It is the fastest a vaccine has ever been rolled out, right?
Yeah.
We all agree on that.
And wait. Somebody was saying that, I just read too, that they've been working on this for years. What?
What do you mean what?
How?
Because there's been coronaviruses for decades and decades and decades.
Oh, okay, so then
so each coronavirus.
So dumb.
Oh, don't worry. At least you look good. I mean, that's the most important thing. No, but coronaviruses, all of them have a bunch of shit in common.
Right.
So if you had if COVID-17 came out and there was a vaccine for that, that would not work for COVID-19, but elements of it would work. Okay. So coronaviruses have been around for a long time.
Okay.
Yep. So that's why. Yep. Okay. So they've kind of had a head start on it for a bit. We have one more COVID question, which goes into other questions. Kim says, I suck with questions, but I'll give it a go. Do you think now that you're vaccinated, it will afford you more music gigs than someone who's not? I guess that's for me, because you don't do anything in music anymore. You don't play anymore. That's a good question. I would imagine it would be easier for me to go to other countries.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to roll out this vaccine passport thing, which I'm not sure how I feel. I mean, I'm fine with it, but it's going to be. I mean, you were even looking for how to fake vaccine cards a couple weeks ago.
I was like, I hope there's somebody that's listening.
I get that countries are going to want to know that you're clean before you come in. So there's a chance I might get more work than people that don't. Yeah. But I don't know. I also don't know if I would take it right now.
I love that Texas said, hell no, because about the green passport, about how the different states. I just think that's taking away your right to. It is.
You're the coolest Republican anti-vax COVID denier in my life. You're definitely the one I like most.
I just think it's taking.
What right?
I don't know. Like, what what if I
Is
don't
having a
wanna
driver's
get it?
license like does that fuck
Right,
up
but
your
what
rights?
if I don't want to get it? Let's
Then you
say
can't
I
do
have,
everything.
Like,
Then you can't go to restaurants, or you can't get on an airplane.
okay.
No, tell me your point of view. I want to fight with you for the whole hour.
Can you call me Tucker?
Of course. I'll be
I
Gates.
just don't think I just
What rights does it violate to have a vaccine card in your mind?
it just brings to me like I'm picturing like Russia, where you have to you're in line and you have your little card and here we go, okay, you can go here. It just seems so like an Orwellian sort of thing, like your green passport to travel through the state or through states in our country. I don't know.
Do you mean like an actual passport to go to other countries?
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with passports?
No, of course not. But this is actually like within your country.
Yeah. You have to show a license to get into a bar if you're underage, right? That's for safety
Not
reasons.
anymore.
Okay.
Because I look like I'm 80.
In general, people though, you have to have IDs.
Yeah. Okay.
That argument I don't understand. Like, what is the right
what's
being
funny
violated?
is that I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and we were never allowed to vote. We were never allowed to discuss things and have
Authority
have
or
discussions or anything. So to me, when I talk about this stuff, sometimes like last week I listened to myself. I turned it off. I was like, I sound like an idiot. I feel like I sound so dumb.
No, you don't.
Because I feel like I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Oh, I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't agree with this passport
That's
thing
great.
at
Are you-
all.
and you
but
don't-
then am I a Republican then? Does that make me a
No,
Republican?
I'm just an idiot and I'm saying stupid things because it's funny.
No, it's funny, but I question myself. I think everything that's happened since COVID, since my fucking head shit thing in the city of LA, of like the most liberal, liberal, I dare say, because that's why that happened to me. I'm stuttering, but
Because you're getting worked up. It's okay. Get emotional.
But like that's like, I just feel like I'm in the middle now. I used to be a bleeding heart person, and I still am.
Mm-hmm.
Like I care about people.
Yeah.
I care about the guy who poured the shit on my head. I wish he was in a mental health place to get him help.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I have, but to me, everything from the George Floyd thing, like everything. I'm in the middle right now because there's got to be like. I'm done.
I think we've touched on this before, but this whole year, I think all of us are overwhelmed because there's been so many things over the last few years that just like have divided people more and more, and then other people have been brought together by things like the George Floyd thing brought so many people together of all races, which is fucking awesome, and more of that has to happen. But then political stuff has made us further apart than ever, and now COVID has made us get further apart on things, which is also tied up in politics, obviously, because of different opinions and things and misinformation, maybe on both sides, misinformation.
It's very divisive, everything that's happened. And I just feel like I'm in the middle now. Like I'm not Republican by any means, but I don't think I'm a Democrat either. What am I?
When you were on the show last year, I mean, you were creaming your pants talking about Biden. You're a big Biden guy, right?
Listen, I love him so much. I was on board day one because I said he's the only guy that's gonna beat Trump, and I was right. And everybody was like, oh my God, he's so old. He doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm like, he has a stutter. I should know because I have one as well. So I see that. And so what? I forgot what I was doing today. You know what I mean? Like. And I get it. He's older, but I love him so much. I adore him.
All I want is a human being in there, someone who cares about people.
And look what happened. He beat him.
We've all seen the video of him like at the funeral with the little boy, the kid with Down syndrome. It just makes you cry immediately.
Oh my God, I was bawling when I heard.
Then the stuttering kid, like just give him his number.
Genuine. He's genuine. He's
do believe
not
it.
like,
It's not for show.
Yeah,
I don't.
And he's been doing
really,
it forever.
Of course.
He's been doing it for years. So he knows what he's doing. Anyhow.
I'm with you.
But I love him. I don't know.
I also want to tell you that like whatever opinion that you have for whatever, it's okay. Even if you can't,
You hate me?
No, but even if you can't like verbalize why you feel that way,
Right.
you don't have to explain it. I'm just like, if I ask questions, you don't have to, you know, you can just feel away and have it be, that's just how it is. That's also fine.
I love Biden, but I'm still, jury's still out with her.
Kamala?
Because she's the one who signed all those, what do you call it? All the reforms? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
That, and one of them was the Compassionate Care Act. And I learned about it after I was doing like all those shows after I got
shitheaded.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's the one who did that reform where the homeless people have more rights, so they can be on the street. And if it's basically the city is their landlord, so therefore, I mean, they aren't allowed. I mean, if a cop is called and you're attacked, there's nothing that they can do about it. Nothing.
Yeah. It is weird. I mean,
it's so weird.
It's,
I can't describe, but see, I feel like I'm not describing it right. But if you look it up, it's a very, I mean, we all make mistakes, but I still have to warm up to her.
One thing I like about her, and then we'll move on from politics stuff, but she was a prosecutor for a long time. So she knows the ins and outs of why black men go to jail more often than anybody for longer periods of time, and they get like 4 or 5 times the sentence that a white guy would
get. For like weed.
Right. She knows. So if they are serious about fixing things, she is a great person to have in that role because she knows the ins and outs.
Yeah. And I've seen her dance, and she's a good dancer.
But as my goddaughter says, though, like, I don't like her. She's a narc. Because she's a cop. She's a cop, and this is not a popular time for cops, basically.
What about Gascon? Is that his name? Gascon? He's the new public defender here in LA.
He sounds like a bitch.
Horrible.
Why?
Just do some research. He's awful. He's letting people out of jail earlier than they should be, and he should be about the victim's family, and he's not. And I can't verbally articulate well enough what he's done.
Okay. But
if you do some research on him, it's awful, and so they're trying to get him recalled.
Oh, okay.
He's awful, but you know it's awful. I voted for him because the other one, the other girl, what was her name? Not Maxine Waters. It was the other
Oprah
one.
Winfrey.
Oprah was in charge. Anyhow, this is boring, but whatever.
I'll look him up because I'm looking for more to be
stupid.
upset about. So I would love to be angrier than I already am.
Anyhow,
sorry, I got a lot of.
I'm having a panic attack.
Are you right now? Calm down.
My face is getting a little red.
Have some sody. We got some more questions here.
I'm sorry I talked about that. That was boring.
No, it's not. It's important shit.
Let's talk about my cancer.
We're gonna move on to because you're also in trouble. And, you know you have legal issues right now.
I do.
Well, let me finish these questions, and then you said something last week, and I was contacted by law enforcement about it.
Are you being serious?
Swear to God. So let me get through these questions. That's a little teaser for a little bit from now, but I was contacted by
I'm about to throw up right now.
Oh, no, we're fine.
Did I talk about the...
Just save it. Hold on.
The phone thing?
Hold on. It's okay.
Did I tell you about that?
Hold my hand. Okay, you're about to panic. It's not a big deal. It's all good. We'll do a couple more questions, then I'll tell you why you almost went to prison.
Gary Gygax? Is he still alive?
Heidi says she doesn't have bad luck. Do you think that you're cursed? She's had a lot of fucked up shit happen. Fun fact, the corner she had the shit assault was where I used to wait for the bus decades ago. A man pulled up in a convertible and started jerking off in front of me. In this case, it was true that Asian men are not hung. I dented his car before he could blow his load. Fucking Hollywood. Thank you, Kim. Do you feel like you're cursed?
No. No, I don't, because did I tell you the story about the like 3 months after my husband died.
It's not often that someone says my husband died and then they burst into laughter.
I mean, like, I'm cursed.
Oh, dead husbands. You were saying?
Do you want to start this over?
No, not at all. It was great.
There was a guy down the street I saw that might be a good guest.
Oh, yeah? Oh, wait. On the way over here, the guy over here with... we have someone sitting off camera right now who I'm not going to mention yet, but you guys are going to be... He's bored out of his mind.
So bored, I know.
But he's going to be reintroduced to everybody next week. So a little teaser. We have a new member of the Rare Form team. Very excited about it.
Sweet.
So dead husband laughs.
Just really quickly. This is why I don't think I'm cursed. I think that I have good luck, but I'm in the right place at the wrong time, sort of thing. So I was going to the Coffee Bean in Westwood, and I pulled out of my driveway, and I forgot my phone. Mm-hmm. So I had to go back and get my phone. I get to the coffee shop, and I would go there to the same place. I'd sit in the same spot on the side of the Coffee Bean. I'd throw my book down, and I'd go inside. And being that I was a few seconds late, this saved my life because I walked in and I was standing in line for my coffee. I was next. I started to say my I didn't even say it. I started saying my order. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Seriously, if you want me to go, I'm good. I'm having like panic attacks nonstop.
You're fine. I'm having a blast. This is a good show so far. The whole thing crashed. The whole wall exploded. It was like a scene. Did I tell you this before? Oh, the car came through.
Yes.
In the glass.
Yes. And it was like they made oatmeal at the spot, and that blew up, and all the glass was, I mean, it was like I couldn't hear. It was like a scene out of like a war movie. Well, that woman crawled out of her car, and she was old. Like every time I tell the story, she gets older and older.
Of course, that's how humans tell stories.
She was 150. She was like 80-ish, and she crawled out, and she was like, "Oh my God, did I do that to you?" And she pointed to my face. I was like, "What's wrong with my face?"
You didn't know?
No, I had blood pouring down my face because all the glass, like the tiny pieces of glass, plus your head bleeds, and I was shaking, couldn't hold a glass of water. Then she asked for a fucking coffee, and the guy's like, "Ma'am, you have to sit down. You just like..."
You've been in a massive accident and you've injured people.
It was
like,
crazy.
No, you can't have your latte yet.
It was nuts. She had like a big SUV too. So me and the other guy that got hurt were sent to UCLA. But as they were taking me out on the stretcher, I was like, "Oh my God, I have a book." And the police officer was like, "Where?" And I'm like, "It's right." Oh my God. And it was right at the table that she ran in.
That's
over.
right, because I
would have gotten killed.
No question.
Because the cop was like, you wouldn't have had you couldn't have like even like moved in time, because she was going like 65. Like she had pressed the gas instead of
She really wanted that coffee. She was ready for that coffee.
I've been there.
It makes me.
But so I feel like I have good luck. So to answer that question, I feel like I have good luck.
I like that.
Right?
That's a nice positive spin on it.
And I also got a chunk of change from it because we sued her and Coffee Bean.
Cha-ching. The American way.
Right?
Sue everybody. It's fucking great. No, really. I mean, in that case, it kind of makes sense because they're supposed to have those pillars up so people couldn't do that shit.
And the guy that worked there, the manager said, "Oh, we were supposed to have those up like a month ago." So I told my lawyer that.
He shouldn't have said that. He should not have said that. Do you ever think about... if you're trying to leave your house and you can't find your keys or you get a phone call, how often in your life maybe that has saved your life?
I think about that all the time. I have a story.
Please tell it.
I'm
This
sure everybody's
is the place.
over this. When we were in Georgia.
Listen, before we go any further, you need to fix your fucking self-esteem tonight, okay? Mm-hmm. Tell your story.
So when we went to Georgia.
Oh, recently?
Yeah, in Thomasville. So cute there. We had a house, like a old house, and it was haunted for sure. And I was taking my friend to set, and it was rainy out, and it was like a half hour away. So through these like winding roads in Georgia. And I had this one key for the door of the house, and it was in my hand, just one tiny little key. And I went from the door straight line to the bathroom, and then came back, and I was like, oh, the key's gone. Where the hell did the key go? And I went to the bathroom to turn off the light in the bathroom. So it wasn't like I was like from the front door to the bathroom, like
20 feet, 30 feet?
Yeah, like if that. And then there was a big rug in the middle by the dining room. And we looked for 15, 20 minutes. She was late. I was like calling the director. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
And as the assistant,
second AD,
your only job is to get her there on time.
This second AD, I'm like, oh my God, I can't find the key. They're like, it's fine. Just take your time. It's fine. And so we looked all over the place. I went into the bathroom. We looked in the trash. I mean, we looked everywhere. I looked in my clothes, my bra, my shoes. And so we stood there, and I said out loud, I said, I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to play it. I'm done. And we turn around, and on the floor, I still get chills on the floor, the key was right there. On the floor. We had gotten on our hands and knees looking for this fucking key, and there it was right in the middle of the thing. So we figured it was somebody, like a spirit or our guardian angel, was making us wait. Because when we went on the road, there was a huge accident. For
real?
Yes, there was a detour.
I really wanted to make fun of this story, but that's pretty.
But so I always think that. I think that. So I think about it all the time in traffic. If you're in a line at a bank or a store, and you're getting like, ooh, you're right where you're supposed to be. You know?
Until it kills you.
Until you want to
but then, because that's the flip side, is like if you've ever, I think most people have lost someone in a car accident or something, and it's the opposite for them. Or had they waited 5 minutes or whatever, like if you run one red light and then 5 minutes later you're in a crash, had you just followed the rules? Or,
Yep.
Anyhow,
it's
a lot to think about. Yeah, that's a crazy story, though.
It was we looked at each other and we're like, oh my God, like we couldn't believe it. And when I looked and I saw it, I go, no. I started to sing, because I sing and I laugh when I'm in pain or I'm hurt.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, I was like, oh my God, no. And she was like, holy shit, that's insane.
Do you guys know the history of the house? Like, did you feel like it was haunted before that? Or is that the moment you were like, this place is spooky?
It was felt a little, like we both got chills when we walked in, like little, like, and we heard it was like a raccoon, or there was an animal stuck in the wall, and it sounded like it was like writing a scathing note to us, like
oh God,
like that for like an hour. We were watching a show. We're like, and so I said, should I call the cops? And she was like, no, don't. We're gonna be known as like the girls from.
Hey, we're in from LA. There's a ghost in here. Can you guys get rid of this ghost?
I got it. There's something in the wall.
My sister, when she was like a little girl, she was taking a shower, and she got out of the shower and she went and told my mom that someone was watching her shower, and my mom's like, "There's no windows in our bathroom growing up." She's like, "What do you mean? Who?" She's like, "Was Dan or Dad or what?" She goes, "No, it was an Indian." And she's like, "What do you mean?" She goes, I was in the shower. She was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7, and she turned around, and she was small, but there was like, she saw like a Native American that was like her height, but a grown man. So like a short Native American Indian man was just like standing in the shower with her.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Did I ever tell you I've told it on this before, but my shaking bed story?
No.
Mind you, I don't think I believe in ghosts. I don't think
Really?
I do, but I'm telling these stories, but
Yeah. And was this all in Boston?
Yeah.
Or was this all at East?
outside Boston. And the town I grew up in is like it's an old, historic town. like Paul Revere rode through my town with the, the British are coming, that whole thing.
So cool.
So I was probably 17, I think it was 16, 17 or something like that. And I worked at a gas station. And every Saturday I would work the whole day. So I would have to be there from 9 to 5 was my shift. So I would set my alarm for like 8:30 or 8 or something. So every Saturday my alarm was set. I woke up one Saturday morning to my bed, all four corners of my bed smashing off the ground. Like, not like an earthquake. Like, it was coming, like Exorcist. Exactly like The Exorcist.
Wow.
Like, all four corners smashing off the bed, off the ground. And obviously, it woke me up. So I'm sitting up in my bed, and it kept happening for, like, 20 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it really is. Probably 20, 30 seconds it kept going for.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I wasn't scared. Like, I was just calm, but I'm, being jostled around. And I'm looking around my room to see if other stuff is shaking, like if it's an earthquake. And nothing in my room was moving. My drink wasn't moving on the table next to the bed. And then it just stopped. It just completely stopped. And so I got out of bed and I went into my sister's room, which is next door. And she was in there with the Indian. And no, and she was,
they were smoking.
She was sound asleep. My mom and stepdad had a bedroom upstairs. The whole upstairs was their bedroom. So I walked up the stairs. They were still asleep. So only my bed was shaking. So I came back downstairs, and then my alarm went off. So I know I wasn't sleeping. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was wide awake, and then a few minutes later, my alarm went off to go to work, and I have no idea why that happened.
And how old were you?
16. I was 17, 16, 17, 18, something like that. Yep.
That's amazing.
Because I drove to work, so I think I was probably 17.
And nothing else. You never saw or felt anything else?
There was another time where like we had a living room, and then the kitchen was kind of next to the living room in a different room. And we kept all of our cereal on top of our refrigerator. And I heard something fall in the kitchen. So I go in there, and there is a box of cereal across the other side of the room on the ground, on the floor of the kitchen. But we keep it probably, 15 feet across the room on top of the fridge. So if it fell off, it wouldn't, wouldn't have bounced across the room, but it was across.
Force,
yeah. So I think that's it that I've experienced there.
And you don't believe in like spirits or ghosts or anything?
I don't think so. So I don't know what that means. I don't know how else to explain what happened. I mean, that makes the most sense that something was there.
Yeah.
The house is not old, but the land is very historic land. Right. So maybe I should believe in it.
I think you should. Because you experienced something.
I think I also don't want to believe in it, because then I have to start like thinking about God and all that kind of stuff. And I just think that's such
But do you have to,
lunacy.
I don't think you have to believe in God in order to believe in
I believe in ghosts.
Spirit or ghosts, because it's us. It's because there's energy in us, and I just think it's us. You don't have to believe in God to believe in ghosts.
So
or spirit.
do you believe in reincarnation?
I don't know, because I just read all these things on that on Reddit. Is that what it is? Reddit or Quora or something like that, some weird site like that. And it said, it asked parents if they've had their children say anything like weird, like, and there was a woman that said their daughter said, "Oh, I used to come here all the time with my other mom when she was like 4 or 5. And they were like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and she's like, "Yeah, I used to come in this place and paint all the time with my other mom." And it was a restaurant, and the woman asked the server, what did this used to be beforehand? She goes, "Oh, in the 1840s, it was a vacation place where people would come and paint." And the mom was like, "What?" So I don't know about that. That's one that I don't know.
I would like to believe in reincarnation. That sounds nice, to get like different chances over and over again and keep coming back.
Right. But I had my past lives read once by this woman who was really good in Chicago. But she said I was like, I was a Haitian thief. So maybe that's why I have all this bad luck. And I was like, I must have been a horrible thief. Like, I killed a family.
This is your penance life that you're living now. Like, your payback life.
crazy stuff. And she said I was like a Russian girl that wanted to come to America. So I saved up all my money. And then I got on the boat and I met some guy from England. And he's offered me this wonderful life and an easier way out. And I went with him instead of going with my dream. And I got whooping cough and died. And I was like, story of my life.
It's pretty good. It's a bad way to go.
And then I was a Sherpa. So I kind of like that. I like to help people.
Adventurous, at least.
Yeah.
You had some adventurous, exciting lives. And maybe the Haitian thing is why you're in legal issues now.
Oh my God, you're going to... Listen, let me just preface this with, did we talk about my ticket, my cell phone ticket?
Nobody sure you want to do that here?
Yes, I do, because I'm...
With all the legal issues you find yourself in now, where you almost got me in trouble last week?
Are you serious? Are you being dead serious?
I did get a call from a cop. Yeah. Do you want to know what it's about?
I love cops, so... Oh.
Want me to tell you?
Was it the code word?
What?
Was it the code word and the gun and the
Oh,
thing?
no.
What was it?
You... Last week, we were talking about Bill Murray, right? Do you remember how great he is?
Love him.
And you were talking about how much you loved Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And then you said you'd never seen Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that a law?
No, but a police officer did call me to talk to me about that. The cop is my cousin, and you're not in trouble, but I just want you, he did call me.
I almost threw up. You don't understand. If there's a police officer behind me, I think in my head, I'm like, did I just murder somebody? Like, is there somebody in my like? I just
Listen,
like I feel
you
like
dated
I did
a cop,
something.
so you've
Yeah.
had cops behind you a few times. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whoop, whoop. No, but my cousin called. He's a cop. You're not in any trouble.
Where does he work?
In Massachusetts.
Oh, he does?
In the town I grew up in.
So cool.
He called me and he was like, dude, you got to talk to Heidi. He goes,
I'm so scared.
I know. I did that good, didn't I? It was pretty good. I'm proud of myself. So he's like, ask her how she can claim to be such a Bill Murray fan, but you haven't seen like the thing he's known for most, second only to maybe Caddyshack. Have you seen Caddyshack?
Of course. What about Groundhog Day?
Listen, you can't say of course, and then you haven't seen Ghostbusters.
I hate when,
like,
I hate when people say of course.
Of course.
That's what my boyfriend
But
says all the time.
Well, sometimes
Of
of
course.
courses work. Well, he's Persian, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Of course.
They love it. They love, of course.
Cool.
Groundhog Day is a good one.
Love that movie.
But how he wants to know, like, if you love him so much, how haven't you even like accidentally seen Ghostbusters yet?
I'll watch it this week.
Do you promise?
I don't know. Yeah, I promise. It's weird. I don't know. I think it was because what year did it come out?
84.
Then that makes sense. So I was in my house
Can you tell me?
with my
In 84?
parents. So I was 13. Oh my God. No. I was younger.
Okay.
Anyhow, I just lied about I just told my real
No one
age.
knows. No one knows.
Oh my God. I'm so old.
Gives a shit.
I wasn't even born yet.
Age is just a number. Who gives a shit?
But we weren't allowed to watch anything with goats.
Goats. Like, you know, those goat movies, man. You gotta keep those out of your life. That's not good for Jehovah's Witness. Goatsbusters. Goats. Listen, it's a very strict religion. No movies revolving around goats whatsoever.
Goats.
Ghostbusters. It's about these crazy farmers. 84. Ghostbusters, 1984. Call the Ghostbusters.
My makeup is gonna run.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh my whore eye makeup is gonna run.
You say your whore eye makeup?
My whore eye makeup because I feel like I look like a hooker. Anyhow, ghosts. We weren't allowed to like see like around that time was like The Exorcist and all that. So I wasn't allowed to watch Ghostbusters.
It was fine.
No problem.
That was fine.
Ghostbusters. So I think that's why. And then I never saw it, the full thing. I've seen snippets of it.
You should watch the whole thing. It
It's
really
Rick
is
Moranis
great.
is in it too, right?
Rick Moranis, Bill Murray,
And
Dan
Sigourney Weaver.
Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Sigourney Weaver, Ernie Banks.
Oh, I love all those people.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's the other Ghostbuster that I'm not mentioning? Maybe that's all of it.
One time I went to my aunt and uncle's house here when they lived here. It was my aunt and uncle. It was my
Ernie Hudson, not Ernie. Ernie Banks is a baseball player. Ernie Hudson is in Ghostbusters.
Hudson.
Sorry, go ahead.
And a man opened the door. I rang the bell, and he had a big beard, and he was like, "Hi, I'm Harry," and I was like, "It was Harold Ramis."
Oh, that's awesome.
He's awesome. He was awesome.
R.I.P.
Yeah, he died last year. He died recently.
He's up there hanging with Gygax right now.
Complete.
Gary and Harry.
You never know.
Gary and Harry. Yeah. Yep.
Anyhow, I digress. What were we talking about? Oh, the cop thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I
It's
can't watch
okay.
it. Oh, I thought I was in trouble.
I know.
Did I
I
tell
wanted
you about
you
my
to-
ticket?
No, please do.
Maybe your cousin will. So I was driving down on 3rd and Fairfax. Okay. And I was on the phone with my mom, but on Bluetooth. I don't think I've ever had I'm too worried about breaking the law. I'm just like that person. Like I'm always very respectful. I don't want to be in trouble. And I had my phone, my phone was in its thing, and I had 10 and 2, and going through the intersection, all of a sudden, a police officer on a bike, so a traffic cop, pulls up behind me.
Boop, boop.
Yeah, and I'm like, Mom, I think I'm being pulled over. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what? And then I got nervous. I was like, I didn't do anything. So I pulled over right there in front of Whole Foods in the farmer's market. And he walks up really like a young guy. And I was like, can I ask you what you pulled me over for? And he was like, oh, I saw you on your phone. I was like, I laughed and was like, no, I wasn't. I'm like, I had my my face mask around my wrist. It's black. And I go, was it this? He goes, I saw you on your phone. And now I'm pissed. Now I'm getting like, no, I wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't on my phone. I promise you. I said, I respect cops so much. I stop for you guys and I buy you coffee. I buy you lunch. Thank you for your service, which is something they don't hear.
Mm-hmm. I like to buy coffee too. It's a nice move.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry that you guys are going through some stuff. Well, okay, whatever. But I told him, I said, I promise you, if I was on my phone, I'd say, yeah, you're right. I fucked up, because you're probably not going to give me a ticket then, because I was honest. But I said, I promise you, I wasn't on my phone. I swear to you, if you knew me, I wasn't on my phone. I was on my phone, but I have Bluetooth. And he was like, I was up on a hill. Okay, up on a hill on Fairfax and 3rd. There are no hills.
Unless he was at the very top of Fairfax, which is like 4 miles from 3rd.
There's no. It's the farmers market in the Grove there.
Mm-hmm.
And I go. You were on a hill, so I questioned. I was turning into a Karen,
right.
Whatever they call, because I was. And then I said, now
you interrogated him.
Yeah, and then I said, there's no way there was a car in front of me that looked like my car. I didn't. I said, I don't know when the last time I had my fucking phone in my ear. Who does that anymore? So then I was getting mad.
They love that, by the way. They definitely love that.
So then he
Guys, if you're listening, the best way to have a ticket is to get mad with the cops. They love that shit.
So then he went back. Long story short, he went back. He came up and he goes, okay, I need you to sign here because I saw you. And I go, no, you didn't. You didn't see me. I wasn't on my phone. I said, I promise you. I said, and then I can't even say what I said. But I was
you can.
I was swearing at him.
Oh.
And then I said,
you can swear on the show, by the way.
Oh, but no, I was swearing at him, and I said, well, I used to date a cop, so I know that you're a traffic cop. So maybe when you become a cop.
That is so insulting.
So horrible, so awful. Because
did you think that, or did?
But I was so mad at him. He was such an asshole to me, and wouldn't be like, okay, mate, okay, yeah. And then I told him, I said, now I know how people feel when they didn't do something, and they're being accused,
falsely accused.
Yes, and I mean this is nothing compared to what people are accused of.
It's the same.
Understand that.
It's the same thing.
But I didn't do it.
Right.
I was pissed.
I'm innocent.
but I did, like, I was like, is there a way we can look at, like, a recording, like a video? Because I wasn't on my phone. And he's like, listen, I saw you with my 2 eyes on your phone. And I said, listen to me. No, you did. I mean, I was like a crazy
Look at me,
person.
traffic cop.
And then I said, I'm sorry. And then I had to apologize because I felt bad. I was like, I'm sorry I said that. I'm just really upset because I wasn't on my phone. Because I calmed down a little bit because I was like, this is escalating into something that it shouldn't be. And
I would love to see you angry like that someday.
I was so pissed at him. And then he told me to sign. And I said, no, I didn't do it. And he's like, you have to. It says right here that you're not admitting guilt. And I was like, yeah, I'm not admitting guilt because I'm not guilty. I wasn't on my phone. And he was like, I just need you to sign this. He was like so over me. And I said, no, I'm not going to sign it. And he's like, ma'am, I need you to sign this. Anyhow.
And you're like, I need you to leave me alone. So traffic cop.
So I signed it and I peeled off and I flipped him off. I flipped off an officer.
What's the matter with you? Maybe you don't have bad luck, but you might be stupid.
I feel so
I
bad.
wish, oh my God, at this point.
Oh, his last name's Booker. I feel really bad now.
Please don't out cops on this show. No, you can. But oh my God, I wish after you flipped him off, I wish he pulled you over again for something else. Like, and I wish he walked up and like broke your taillight and gave you one of those fix-it tickets. You flipped off a cop?
He didn't see me. I was mad. He didn't see me. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't have done that.
Peeled out and flipped him off.
I peeled off though. I did. I mean, as much as you can.
Thanks for your service, fuckface.
On third, but I didn't do it. I was so mad. I was so.
Here's
so
the hard
mad
thing
at
about being a
him.
cop. If he thought that you did for whatever reason, a cop's job, their entire job in existence is to be lied to all day, every day.
Right, and that's what I told him too.
And that's the frustrating part is that like when you are in the right and you're saying like, I swear to God, I wouldn't do that. I swear, I know I wasn't speeding. I know I wasn't doing this or that.
Right.
That's all they hear.
Yeah.
So when you're,
and that's what I told him too. I said, I mean, it was a long conversation between us. And I just said, I understand you hear this all the time, but I promise you, if we could go back and look at like like the video on the corner, if there is one. And he's like, no, that doesn't work, or it does. I was like,
well, here's the funny thing. Everyone, when they get pulled over now, they say, can we check the traffic cameras? As if cops have the access to every business's like security footage.
I've been watching SWAT too much, or whatever.
Of course.
Those shows
Enhance.
Anyhow,
funny shit.
That was I didn't mean to listen. I have such respect for
obviously
officers. I really do. No. I remember once, but I flipped him off, like, not at him.
Listen, cops can be assholes, by the way.
He was a jerk. He was really young, too. I swear he must have been, like, 22, if that. Like,
and let's not forget, he was just a loser traffic cop.
I mean, but
a lowly.
I apologized at the end. I said, I'm sorry. I'm really upset because I wasn't. And he's like, all right, well, we'll see you in court. And I was like, okay.
Suck my dick. Yeah.
But I just want everybody to know, like, I respect. Listen, after the protest on Melrose, which is right where I live.
By the way, we're gonna march for Heidi this weekend on Fairfax and 3rd in her honor. You know, let's get this shit going.
But after that, I'll be really quick and then I'll stop I
love this story personally.
After that, my whole neighborhood was like on fire. You know, it was craziness. I went down to see if I could help out at my friend's restaurant, and there was a couple cops and firemen there, and I said, "Hey, thank you for your service." And they looked exhausted. The firemen had like ash on their faces, and this one young little girl goes, "Know your fucking crowd." And I looked at her and I said, Are you fucking talking to me? Are you kidding me right now? You think these cops they just saved my friend's restaurant and they'd take a bullet if they had to. And that's what they're trained to do. I was so mad, and I said, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I understand but she was this little white girl that was like, "Know your crowd." And I was like, fuck you.
Right.
They were spitting at the cops. So trust me, I want everybody to know I'm not being disrespectful to police officers.
Just a one in particular.
Just one.
Booker.
Just that guy.
Booker, if you're listening, go fuck yourself.
That's what
Traffic cop, you loser.
That's what
you're a
he's
fucking
gonna
loser.
do to me.
You're embarrassment to your family, Booker.
Oh my God! Can we not put his name in there?
No, it's in Booker. Booker.
I'm sure there's a lot.
Officer Booker, LAPD.
Bookers.
Fuck yourself.
I didn't do it.
Look in this camera and tell him.
I didn't do it.
There's your plea.
I didn't do it. Who's on their phone? Who's just like blah 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 blah?
Me.
Are you?
I'm a speakerphone dude.
I'm not even that. That's what pissed me off. Oh, I'm
Well, you
still
asked.
mad
It's
about
me.
it.
I'm the guy who's like, I'll be right there. Yeah, I'm that guy. When a cop comes, I just put it in my lap.
I called the some like ticket like get dismissed thing, and I was
a what?
It's like you get your ticket because
I don't want to pay. Okay.
And I called them and I was so upset. I'm like, look, I'm sure you hear this all the time. If I was guilty, so I had to plead my case. I was like, I swear to God. And they're like, okay, yeah, actually, we believe you, actually, because I was like, I even went the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, I went there and I drove all around 3rd and Fairfax looking for something high up that he was sitting on. I was so pissed. I'm still pissed.
Listen, what we're going to do, we're going to do a 10 to 20 part podcast about finding this hill on Fairfax. We're going to blow this thing wide open.
He said he was on a hill. I was like, no, you weren't. I called him out. I was like, what hill?
That's fucking amazing.
What hill were you on? Sorry.
It's really good.
It's horrible. What have I become? Stupid. I'm having a panic attack.
Panic attack day.
Oh my God.
What is this? This is a message? What is this? We have another a Vax question. You want to do one more of those?
Sure.
Or should we save it for next week?
No, let's
Okay. Hey, Dan, this is from, I won't say her name just in case. Hey, Dan, this is Kristen. Oh, fuck it. Hope all is well. I finished episode 89 and wanted to ask a question based on the ending of this episode. Anti-vaxxers. I am having trouble with this specific topic. I am not an anti-vaxxer. My family and I have received at least one shot of the Pfizer vaccine and will be done with both by the end of April. I have 2 kids, ages 4 and 1. I have close family and friends that are not planning on getting the vaccine. I'm struggling with this. It's their body, their decision. I get it. However, I'm not sure I want them around my kids because my kids can't get the vaccine yet. I don't want to exclude them from important milestones in their lives, but I also want to protect my kids, who would also be losing out on spending time with people we love. This is so hard because I feel like this is going to change so many important relationships we have. I guess I'm asking your thoughts and advice from you and Heidi. Happy to discuss more.
Isn't it hard for children to get COVID, right? I mean, I've never.
Yeah, but it's not
haven't heard
impossible.
any.
No, kids have died. There's been some young kids that have died. It is incredibly rare,
Right.
but it is
just
possible.
like when I'm talking about the people who've died from the vaccine.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what would your advice be? Do you have any advice?
I mean, I would still have a relationship with people just because you can still get it. You're still going to have to wear your mask.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You're not going to probably go to the hospital and die if you have the vaccine, but that's on them.
Right.
That's like me. If I don't get it, it's on me. Like you said, I would still get together with them and just have precautions like we have been this whole year.
I think I spoke to her more privately about this a little bit, a couple of messages, and I think that they're not even masker people, her family.
Oh.
So
it's her family.
It's her family.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know if it's like brothers, sisters, or not. Like I don't think it's like her immediate family.
Right.
But I think like people she's related to.
I mean,
so I feel like if
she has to wear the mask then.
If you're worried about your kids, I would keep them away until things are cleared up or until whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's your main concern,
right,
I would do whatever you think you should do to keep your kids healthy.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty rare for a child to get it, right? Isn't that what they say?
I stopped being a doctor a long time ago, and
you
I'm
did?
I'm not a scientist anymore, but
oh,
it is difficult.
I am.
Yeah, cool. Dr. Heidi in that
Yes.
in the house.
Scientists.
I
don't know. I think that's
follow your heart.
interesting. Yeah.
Follow your heart. Do what you think is
Go
right.
with your gut.
This is an interesting one.
I want to know how she felt after her first shot.
Fucking top notch.
Really?
Yep. Okay. Top of the world. She loved it. She wants to get more of them. She wants to get like 3 or 4 vaccines, like one a month for the next few months.
Awesome.
This comes in from, this is an anonymous question.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Preface. This is from a man. I'm one of those people that refuses to give up on his music dream. Working not the highest paying office job, so living with a few roommates to afford a nice private music studio in expensive Brooklyn. I have a crush on my roommate. I am similar in age to Dan. I am 41. She's 26. So I've been pushing it out of my mind, but the more I bottle it up, the more it makes me act really awkward. I'll blush and knock mirrors off the wall like an 80s movie. Not sure how she feels back. Very hard to read. The problem is I don't feel comfortable at home anymore. I want to be able to take a shit without thinking about how I just blew up the bathroom or not be concerned with how I look and act. We have a group of roommates that all get along better than any place I've ever lived, so that is very much why I have been ignoring this. But the reptilian love-starved part of my brain is giving me anxiety when it battles my 40-year-old experienced mind. Every time I go home, I feel ramped up, but I don't want to feel like that. I read an article that said I should just be pragmatic and explain how I feel so I can move on, or I could move out. What do you think?
Whoa.
What does pragmatic mean?
Pragmatic means you're thinking about something in the future, or you're like planning for right? You're pragmatic, like you're always thinking about, right? Yeah. I'm also an English teacher.
Very nice. You're a woman of many trades. This is a great question.
God, I've been there too.
Have you been the person who wants the roommate or someone who wants you?
Person who wants. Are you kidding me? I feel like I've never gotten asked out, really. I was always I never had a boyfriend. I was always like chasing people. So I was that person. And
well,
I bet they were.
Also, you grew up in a very strange place. So are you talking about in your adult life?
In my adult life.
Okay.
Yeah. They probably spent a lot of time during COVID too, I bet, right?
I would assume so.
Especially in New York, they were all locked up, so he probably got more feelings for it. If he really likes the place where he lives, I don't know if I'd say anything. I just would let it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, what if he just lets it go and things happen in a natural way, instead of saying like, if he's like, I like you, this is the way I feel. What if she doesn't? I know that would be awful. But
that's
then
kind of how I feel. Is like,
you'd feel uncomfortable and have to move.
I feel like you want to know as soon as you can, and it's. I mean, I always had a very hard time telling girls I had crushes on them. It's a hard thing to do because the fear of rejection is so strong, and being rejected is one of the worst feelings ever.
And he lives with her.
So I would urge him to say something. If you can, I would say something because you want to know. Right. I think knowing is better than wondering. Mm-hmm. And even if she's not interested, at least you know. And maybe if she turns you down, it'll go away.
Right.
I mean, there might be some.
Is he saying though, if she turns him down, and does he have to move, or is he just going to be like, okay?
That's kind of what he alluded to, where like if she doesn't want him,
suck.
He'll leave, but I don't know. If you lived with 4 people and there was a dude there who had a crush on you, do you think that you would you want to know?
I guess. Yeah, I guess.
Like as a woman, what do you think? Should he say something?
It's like that show with Zoe. There's
only 2 Zoes, Deschanel or Kravitz.
It's the cute.
Or Zoe Lawrence.
Who's Zoe Lawrence?
Joey Lawrence. Yeah.
It's called The New Girl. Remember? And she lives
Deschanel.
with the bangs. She lives with those guys. I love her too. And she lives with those guys, and one of them has a crush on her. But he doesn't say anything to her.
But I bet in the show eventually he does.
Yeah, and So I don't know. I'm of the school of thought where I would just not do anything and just, but if it's like messing up your life, like you can't, like, you're like, oh, I would just keep it as a crush and not say anything. I'm sure she already knows. Because girls can tell sometimes when guys have crushes on them. So if he's like,
because he has a boner walking around the house all day, every day.
But if it becomes too uncomfortable, like, I don't
But
know.
you're someone who just said that like people wouldn't hit on you or ask you out. Don't you kind of wish that they did?
Yeah, I guess so. So I don't know. This is a tough one. I want to know how she acts towards him. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Is she flirty? Does she do stuff like that? So maybe this could be a two-part thing.
I think there's something that I learned young, and it's a surefire way to know. While she's sleeping, like try to put your dick in her mouth, and if she wakes up and she just like takes it in,
right,
she's into it. And if she calls the police, then you probably made the wrong move.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better to take the chance, and Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Hashtag me too.
That's what I'm saying. So either don't say something or put your dick in her sleeping mouth. And that's the best way to find out where people stand nowadays. And on that note, we should probably wrap it up, I think. Anything more you want to add? I want to tell you something really funny that happened. Old men, 70, guy might have been 70, 75. You know how like old men try to like make like cute jokes to young girls. Yeah, not young girls, but like younger women.
Yeah.
I was at the Coffee Bean earlier this week, and there was a girl barista there, like one of the regulars, and this old guy came in, and he walks up the register and he goes, "You know where I can get a good cup of coffee around here?" And she's like, "What?" He's like, "You know where I can get a good cup of coffee around here?"
Aww.
And she didn't hear him. She's like, "What? I'm sorry, what?" And he was like, now he's like, "I'm trying to make a joke." And he said it a third time.
Oh, my heart.
I said, "Do you know where I can get a good cup of coffee around here?" And she goes, "Oh, yeah, here's pretty good." He goes, "Oh, okay. I'll have a coffee then." It was just, I was standing behind him just like, I started sweating because I heard him clearly and I knew that she didn't hear him. And when you make a joke and you have to keep repeating it,
yeah, especially if it's just
you're a stand-up comedian,
like, some like little quip, like, like, oh, I loved, here's something about me. I love older people. I love older people so much.
They're fucking great.
I love kids and old people.
Yep, but no one in the middle.
No, I hate everybody in the middle.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of hard to hate kids or old people.
Yeah,
they have so much wisdom, and if you've never sat down with your grandparents and asked them to tell you stories about their youth, whatever, do it now before they're gone, because it really is amazing to hear like old people's stories. Like they live through such shit. But it was so uncomfortable.
Oh, poor little thing. It's like a dad joke where they're
it's such a dumb joke.
It's something that my dad would say.
Of course. And then he died. He walked out and had a heart attack, and he's gone now.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
So,
what's funny is that the older you get, that sounds like a young person, 75.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's pretty young.
That's not right around the corner.
That's how old I am.
75? You do look great. You do look great.
Thanks.
This is the elderly episodes, the elderly residency.
I feel bad about the police thing that I said. I shouldn't have said that on the show.
Why?
I don't know. I feel bad because I was disrespectful. But
so what?
Was
they're
I?
They're still human beings.
I'm old. I was older.
By the way,
the older one.
You can be dicks to people that are dicks. It doesn't matter if they're cops or firefighters or priests or whoever.
I just want everybody to know I have utmost respect for
you used to.
Authority.
You used to. Now you just like hate all of them. No respect whatsoever. Especially you, Booker. You hear me, dude? Heidi's looking for you, buddy.
I have bad dreams tonight.
She knows where you live, pal. Heidi, thank you for being here this week.
Thanks for having me.
If you guys have any questions for us, you can hit us up on Instagram or email. I don't even know what the email is. rareformradio@gmail.com, I think. You can also, Patreon people get first dibs on questions and show ideas. So that's a good place to go. You can find Heidi at Heidi Sabrina on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. What else? Is that it?
I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, but instead I talked about my panic attack at the doctor's office and my
I mean,
disrespectfulness to a police officer.
do you want to keep going?
No,
Let's keep. If you have stuff,
No, but I don't remember what I was gonna say though.
I'm gonna
That's
wait. I'm gonna wait until you do.
You know, I really want to know if anybody has any tips for panic attacks on long flights. Because I think I'm going to Thailand
Heidi,
in the summertime.
Take a Valium or a Xanax. It's the best thing in the world.
Right. Just
I mean,
one.
panic attacks aside, just take Xanax and Valium. It's the best. That's my advice again for the kids. Take pills early and often. It's the best thing to do. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. But take a Valium.
Right? Okay.
Like, take a Valium.
Okay.
And you'll like, well, let's bring it on. I could be on this plane for a year.
Oh, 16 hours? What about another 10?
The first pills like that I had was given to me by my mother. And I was going to get what's
an
the
MRI?
Is that the tube you go in?
Yes.
And I'm super claustrophobic, as we were talking about before.
You are?
I was crazy claustrophobic.
Too.
And I had like a head injury, and they had to go see what was going on. And I was like, my mom explained to me what an MRI was, and I was like, I don't want to go in that tube. She goes, I'll give you something that'll make it fine. So I took this Valium on the way to the doctors, on the way to the hospital, and I don't remember anything.
Wow.
I guess I fell asleep in there, and they could not wake me up. And my mom didn't want to tell them that she gave like a young teenager like narcotics.
Now they're like, does he have narcolepsy?
Yeah, no, is this kid a pill addict? Why is he like 14 or 16 and unresponsive to the MRI?
Oh my God.
So she just said it's like a teenage, he's going through puberty, he's probably just tired. They're like, okay. But they couldn't wake me up. And I remember like I woke up in the car. So I think they put me in a wheelchair and my mom pushed me to the car.
Wow.
So like, take a Valium. You'll be thrilled.
Okay.
It's like if anyone out there is an addict listening to this, I'm sorry, but a Valium is like a full body warm hug in warm water.
Okay. I mean, I've taken
Hello,
one before,
darkness,
but a
my
long
old
time ago.
friend. It's the best.
But my last flight, I had a panic attack, like so bad that I'm like, just thinking about it. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, the flight to Georgia?
Georgia, yeah. I had a panic attack on the flight back.
Was it because of turbulence?
Nope. I was sitting. No, it was hot. When it's hot somewhere, I get like.
I freak out when I'm hot.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in this room right now.
Yeah, I'm having a panic attack, so I got to go.
Okay, let's wrap this one up. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for listening. Heidi, thank you very much. Always good to see you. And see you next week.
This is Lola, and I'm here to tell the world to stop being such pussies and listen to Rare Form Radio.